Okay, we'll move on to take another presentation from our very own, one of our panelists yesterday. He has a triple fellow in health, safety, and sustainability, and a triple charter. One person who is leading the frontiers of health safety globally. Our IOSH Vice President, Dr. David Aku. Doc, please let's give him a hand. He's doing such a great job. And yesterday from his speech, we could acknowledge that yes, we should learn to adapt when we are drafting policies for nations and not just pick it up and just use it like that. We can do better for him as he come up stage. Media team, if you are ready, his presentation is also ready. Adi, over to you.
Hello, Africa. Good evening. I know you're hungry. I know, but bear with me. It's humbling, honestly, to stand before all of you, 34 African countries. Do you know how unheard of this was about 10 years ago? All of you are here to discuss health, safety, and sustainability. What does this mean? It means that as Africa is growing, we are taking health and safety along. I think you should clap for yourselves. A presentation is supposed to pop up, but not to waste time. There we go. My vision is that imagine you walk into a workplace and you see a 9-year-old toiling away. Is it acceptable? No. The vision is that one day, somebody getting hurt at work or getting sick at work or dying because of work would be as appalling. And I believe this is possible. My name is Dr. David Aku, for those who don't know me, but my friends call me Triple D. The reason for this is because of my 3 chartered memberships in health and safety, environmental management, and sustainability and quality management. I'm also a triple fellow from 3 international professional bodies. But if you want to describe me in one word, it's passion. Passion for the vision I just shared. I'm a medical doctor. Why not stay in the consulting room? Why not do my ward rounds? Why health and safety? I want to share with you the spark that lit this fire. What seems like a lifetime ago, I was in the consulting room finishing up my notes, because in those days it was pen and paper. Now we're using computers. Finishing up my notes of the patient that came before. This 40-year-old comes into the consulting room, obviously in pain. And then he slumps into the chair. So I stop writing, put my pen down, and I ask him, "Sir, are you okay?" This 40-year-old man, who is bigger than me, wept like a baby, burst into tears. To give you a bit of background, he was working in the gold mining industry, and he was operating heavy machinery like a dump truck. So this machinery vibrates by nature, and this is made worse by the rough roads they travel on. That vibration travels up to the spine and causes considerable damage. This man was in pain. Throughout the consultation, he would sit a bit, stand a bit, sit a bit, stand a bit, because he was always in pain, regardless of what he's doing. He couldn't even sleep, because just as he's falling asleep, the pain wakes him up. And what was killing him the most was he couldn't bath himself. His wife has to place him on a stool in the bathroom and wash him, and then pick him up. He was miserable. It ruined my day, I'll be very honest. It really ruined my day. So that night, I started to read. I realized that, making him whole again would be very difficult. But preventing this in thousands of others, it's possible. Spreading the word so that people in different countries will not have the same story is possible. This is why I chose health and safety. I've been teaching health and safety for over a decade now. Taught all sorts of courses across all industries. And I've realized that there are a few challenges. Some courses are too shallow, so you get the surface, and when you go to your workplace, you can't really apply it. Some courses are so detailed with such jargon and technical wording, so that when you finish and I ask you a question, you can't tell me anything because you can't grasp what you learned. Getting resources in one place for health and safety is so tough. And sorry to say this, but the complaint we are getting from a lot of companies now is that people are coming with certificates, and even at the interview, you realize they do not know what they are talking about. They do not have the knowledge. This is why I'm excited. And next slide, please. To introduce, next slide, please. The DAC-IOSH L3C. This is my version of the IOSH Level 3 certificate. Next slide, please. Now, the foundation of this course, what the course was designed around, is the IOSH competency framework. And when we go home to our various countries, I urge you to look for this and download it. What this is are the 12 minimum competencies needed by an OSH professional. Imagine you have a doctor or a nurse taking care of your health, and they don't have the minimum degree necessary or the minimum knowledge necessary. The IOSH competency framework tells you that beyond things like risk management and incident management, you need to know how to go to a boardroom. You need to know that when you are talking to your workers on the field, you wear your PPE. When you go to that boardroom, you wear a suit. When you need your budget, you find out what that budget holder wants and align accordingly. So why this course? Why should you bother? I have seen that minority of people are able to afford classroom teaching. So majority of people read their books and then understand it the way they understand. So what did I do? I've spent the past few months recording videos of each and every topic, teaching you in a way that you can learn on the go. Let's say you have 1 hour after work. You can watch a video on your phone, on your smart TV, on your laptop. Now, when you enroll, we're going to immediately make you a student member of IOSH. When you become a student member of IOSH, you get access to all the member benefits of IOSH. But the one I want you to pay attention to is what we call the IOSH Blueprint. When you log into Blueprint, it starts with a test, and it's non-scoring. Nobody's going to look at it. What that test does is that it's going to assess you across all the different levels of the IOSH competency framework. Why is this important? It tells you what you're strong in and what you're weak in. And then you are able to formulate a plan to keep on improving and improving. And it has resources to help you to do this. Now, as you're doing the course, as you're watching the videos, I tell you how to reflect on it, how to apply this practically to your workplace. When you're ready to write the exam, you write it, and then you can get the post-nominals. That means after your name, Tech IOSH. Some people say, why do you need post-nominals? Trust me, as a medical doctor over 10 years ago, trying to get my voice heard, the only way was to show my competence, and the post-nominals help. So don't let anybody fool you. The post-nominals help. The exam is online, so you can do it in your home, in your office, but it is strictly invigilated, strictly. So you're being watched through the camera, they're watching your screen. Why is this necessary? Because we need to make sure that nobody's using AI, nobody's letting somebody else write the exam for you. It is giving employers that confidence that if you're holding that certificate, you really know what you're talking about. Next slide, please. And this is not just designed for OSH professionals who are starting their career. Are you a supervisor or a manager? You need to know more than the people you supervise or manage. Do you run an SME? Health and safety brings profit, as has been explained well. Having that competence in health and safety will actually transform your business. Next slide, please. So I urge you, invest in your future. It is worth the investment, okay? Now, I've realized that you've seen that there's chocolates on your table, and some of you have started to eat it, right? 5 of those chocolates have a sticker on it, and those 5 people are going to win free copies of the books. So they've thrown it away. Ooh, please pull the chocolates, the foil, and see whether you can see the sticker. And as we do that, I'd like to recognize my amazing team, without whom I couldn't have done any of this. Next slide, please. So your journey can start here. When I started my journey, I didn't even know what PPE means. And here I am.